This image will haunt a lot of people, especially if you are Virat Kohli fans. Because for an entire decade, for an entire generation, Virat Kohli was the benchmark. But now, seeing his travails in the Border-Gavaskar Trophy, the fall could not have been steeper. You have to acknowledge now that Virat Kohli is a mortal. Because what's happened in the BGT is just not worth it. Because in this entire series, when you look at it, he had 100. But apart from that, 90 runs in 8 innings, which means just about 11 an average. The fall is steep. The pattern is also very, very disturbing because 10 years ago, James Anderson had exploited a particular weakness of Virat Kohli and he averaged 13.4 in the series. 10 years fast forward to the Border-Gavaskar Trophy. Here, the same problem has come. And now, look at the pattern. First test, Josh Hazlewood bowls a back of a lane delivery outside off. Kohli tries to leave it. He's standing outside of the crease, trapped on the front foot. He just gets beaten by the extra bounce and he edges it to slip. Luckily, he got 100 in the second innings and he stayed unbeaten. Second test, first innings. Mitchell Starc bowls over the wicket. He gets the ball to rise from a goodish length. Kohli tries to leave the bat. Toe ends it to slip. Second test, second innings. Scott Boland bowls a good length delivery outside off. Kohli has to play at it, edges it to Alex Carey. Third test, first innings. Full delivery outside off. Kohli goes for the drive. He edges it to the keeper. Fourth test. He had done all the hard work with Yashasvi Jaiswal, but a run out, and then Scott Boland bowls a back of a lane delivery outside off. It kicks up. Kohli pushes at it, falls to Carey. Fourth test, second innings, full delivery outside off. Last over before lunch, Mitchell Starc, he edges it. Fifth test, first innings, back of a length, angled in, good length outside off. He just pokes at it, falls to the slip cordon. And second innings, this is the way he got out. To Scott Boland yet again. It was as if a plan was laid. And with the end of this trauma, 9 innings, 190 runs, 24 average. It is possibly the worst series that Virat Kohli has had even before 2014. Because remember, in 2014, it was the first bad series. But 10 years later, the Virat Kohli now has had this kind of a slump. Now, lot of people have passed remarks about his technique. One particular bit came from Irfan Pathan. Irfan Pathan, while speaking to the host broadcasters, at that time he mentioned, in first innings in 2024, where the batter has set the game up, Virat averages 15. Kohli's average in last 5 years is not even 30. Does an Indian team deserve this? Give a youngster consistent rope, even he will give an average of 25-30. This is about the team, not an individual. He's absolutely blasted the superstar culture that exists in the Indian cricket team. And Irfan Pathan has gone after Virat Kohli. Now, the stats don't lie. Last 5 years, Virat Kohli, by his lofty standards, has been woeful. That is why in Australia now, from 50 now, it's dipped below 50. And now his career average has dipped to 47. Speaking to Sports Today exclusively, Sunil Gavaskar had a very particular thing to mention about Virat Kohli. Because now this slump, it is not a mental thing, it is a technical thing. Do check that out.
Well, I think you can't do anything. It's a technical fault. It's not just not a temperament fault. It's a technical fault because he's so much onto the front foot that he's not able to, when the ball bounces, he's just not able to counter the bounce, and so he ends up, hanging his bat outside and getting out. So it's not so much a temperamental thing; it's a technical fault, which has now, become embedded in his technique. So on pitches which has got a lot of bounce, he will struggle.
We have heard what Sunil Gavaskar mentioned, but social media have been unforgiving on Virat Kohli. Because after this dismissal that happened in Brisbane, Virat Kohli can never be close to Sachin. Everybody wanted him to be like the discipline that Sachin Tendulkar showed in that 241 in Sydney 2004. But you saw in each and every test poking outside off, the ego. No, I will not let go of my ego. I can still counter it. I can do it. I can do it. He fell for the trap yet again. And because of that now, Virat Kohli, social media just went after him. And users pointed it out. This will keep happening until you have back foot, cut or square drive versus paces. You just can't rely on cover drive only. Look at his last two South Africa's tours. Virat Kohli had a good range of shots, and that's why he scored quality runs. I mean, look at it. Even in South Africa, in those tough conditions, he had a 46. But then apart from that, everywhere he's traveled, he's really struggled because he's just not able to control that technical flaw of his. So, this is a big slip up from Virat Kohli. The fall has become steep. How will he recover from this? It remains to be seen now. Truth bomb of 2025. The fear factor that Virat Kohli had in Test cricket at least, it's now dimmed. Let us make peace with that. Let us realize it. Because the more we hang on to past accolades, it will only hurt the Indian cricket fan even more. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.